did you say when Biden called you and said he wasn't running? Well, I immediately thought of him first. No, you didn't. You know, I mean, fracking. Dana Bash had her dead to rights. It's like, you said this. I have the quote. I'm reading it to you. You said there should be a ban on fracking. Why can't they just go, yeah, you know what? I got it wrong. I was talking to the wrong people. You know, she's had this ridiculously high turnover.
Bill Maher opened fire on CNN in a way that shook both sides of the aisle. He mocked their shameless cheerleading for Kamala Harris while taking endless swings at Donald Trump. According to Maher, CNN isn't doing journalism anymore, it's running public relations. And for a network that claims neutrality, that's the most damaging accusation possible.
The people on CNN, and I know what the conservative side of America thinks, and I don't blame them. They were just gushing about how great a speech it was. And I think she did fine. I didn't think it was as good as they were making it out.
Maher reminded viewers that CNN practically fainted every time Harris strung together a halfway coherent sentence. A basic "we must do better" line suddenly became a policy vision analyzed from 10 different angles, as if she had solved world hunger. To Maher, that wasn't journalism, it was embarrassing flattery.
Say that CNN is anything but fair. Everyone who was speaking last night, it's not like they were all Democrats. I mean, we had Dana Bash, Jake Tapper, Abby Phillip.
They come across
giving
that way.
Analysis.
They come across that way. In a moment like that, it was like 5-1.
Then came his sharpest critique. Maher called CNN's coverage tokenism, comparing it to The View. He wasn't impressed by their so-called balanced panels, where one conservative sits against 5 liberals just to get steamrolled. He exposed the setup as theater, not debate, and warned that viewers see right through it.
Trust CNN because it is so staunchly anti-Trump. He's not wrong, because they'll put on people like Adam Kinzinger or Anna Navarro, George Conway, and call them Republicans, or pretend that's being balanced by putting them on by saying, oh, see, these conservatives don't even like Trump. Only Scott Jennings over there can be called a conservative. And Maher is right. It's almost always 5-1 on shows they portray as news.
CNN's defense was weak. Caitlin Collins insisted the network covers Republican conventions and sometimes brings on conservative guests. But Maher wasn't buying it. He pointed out that the token Republican CNN uses are often people who don't even like Trump. Hardly a fair fight.
Do you have the time? Your answer is not, I do. Do you have the time? Right. Yes, it's 4 o'clock. Well, you have to understand that words don't always mean what they mean.
And when Tim Walz said, like, the American people, I talk like they do. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're a huge liar, like all politicians are. I don't care, by the way. I've always said this about politics. They're all going to lie. They're politics. It's what they lie about. I don't give a shit what you did during the Iraq War. You were in the Guard. So I don't understand why they just can't. You're just insulting my intelligence.
Maher then turned his fire on Kamala Harris herself. He called out her dishonesty on fracking, reminding everyone she once said there should be a ban. Yet when confronted, she dodged and deflected, pretending she never took that position. Maher argued she could have just admitted she was wrong, but instead she spun excuses.
Said, what did you say when Biden called you and said he wasn't running? Well, I immediately thought of him first. No, you didn't. You know, I mean, fracking. Dana Bash had her dead to rights. It's like, you said this. I have the quote. I'm reading it to you. You said there should be a ban on fracking. Why can't they just go, yeah, you know what? I got it wrong. I was talking to the wrong people. You know, she's had this ridiculously high turnover. Like 42 of 47 people as vice president are gone. Just blame it on them. You know why these assholes are gone? Gave me the wrong information on fracking.
It wasn't the only example of Harris rewriting history. Maher pointed to her infamous word salad answers, where she says a lot but means very little. Asked what she could do better than Joe Biden, she delivered a ramble that was incoherent, vague, and almost impossible to follow. CNN praised it, but Maher tore it apart.
Up there is about IVF. I mean, I certainly understand abortion. You know, there's a baby growing in the womb. I get it. It's going to be a human. Doesn't bother me, but yes, it is murder. Again, doesn't bother me that it is.
You're not supposed to mess with that. That's what many people think. You're supposed to let.
Oh, I see.
Great man upstairs.
Oh,
yeah. It goes back to that It goes back to that stem cell debate that George Bush had.
Yes.
Remember? It goes like the Terry Schiavo. It's just like laugh. Yeah. We support laugh.
He didn't stop there. Maher ripped into Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as well, calling out his history of exaggerations and lies. Whether about military service or political battles, Maher argued that Walz has built a career on inflating his record. To Maher, it was proof that the Democrats' top voices are anything but honest.
Explains Donald Trump's appeal to young men. I saw today that the gender gap, I think, is the widest. I mean, it's very predictable. I mean, the women are much more for Kamala and the men are much more for Trump generally.
But it's not predictable if you look at past elections where voters under 30, generally men and women, went for Democrats. This is remarkable. I think to explain it...
Wait, you're talking about under 30?
Yeah, the under 30
What's going
gender
on
gap
there?
is very different than past elections. In 20...
And then came abortion. Maher took a controversial stance, calling it murder but admitting he wasn't personally bothered by it. This sparked outrage because it exposed his own hypocrisy. He often slams the Catholic Church for failing to protect children, yet shrugs at the destruction of unborn lives. Critics pounced, calling it grotesque.
20, young men and young women voted for Joe Biden at roughly the same rate. Over the last 4 years, and now with Kamala Harris, young women are voting for Kamala Harris at that same level, if not more. Kamala Harris has barely moved the needle with young men. They have gone more toward Trump. There's a lot of reasons for that. I think Trump has exploited culture war stuff. He appears on hyper masculine podcasts, and he just seems like a fun bro who's not going to ban your zins,
The conversation shifted to Donald Trump's growing appeal with young men. Maher acknowledged that the gender gap has never been wider. Women lean toward Harris, but young men are breaking hard for Trump. And unlike past elections, that shift is big enough to swing the outcome.
This could actually this is a real issue for Kamala Harris, though. Like, this could be fatal for her campaign. So if Democrats need to win 60% of the youth vote to win the White House. Hillary came up short. Obama did it. Biden did it. Kamala Harris is right now at like 55% of the youth vote. If she doesn't get to 60, she could lose the election. And it's because young men, Gen Z men, are breaking.
Why are young men leaving Democrats? The answer, Maher argued, is culture. For years, the left has pushed narratives that emasculated men, mocked masculinity, and painted strength as toxic. Meanwhile, Trump positioned himself as a symbol of toughness and defiance. That contrast resonates deeply with young male voters.